Hello, I am HG Tudor. I am a diagnosed narcissistic psychopath, and I'm here to provide you with the insight and information that you need and deserve. Some of you are very familiar with my work and who I am. Some of you know a little about me, and since this is the new channel, it is only appropriate that I effect this introduction and tell you something more about me, this channel, and what you can expect. Let's begin with who I am. HG Tudor is a pseudonym. It has links to my lineage and identity, and that is something that you may wish to explore through my work. I use a pseudonym because of what I do professionally in my private life. I do not need to be recognized as the narcissistic psychopath that I am. Furthermore, I want you to focus on the information that I provide to you, to listen to what I say without distraction of gimmicks, without words flying across the screen every few seconds, so that you absorb this information. Therefore, you do not need to see me, although that may well change in the future, but that's the future. For now, it is necessary for you to listen carefully to what I explain through my videos, because my work saves lives. I receive many emails each day from grateful recipients of the information that I provide, much of it free, gratis, without charge. I receive emails along the lines of explaining the life-changing, life-saving, livelihood-altering and preserving information and assistance that I provide. Dear HG, were it not for you, I wouldn't be here. Dear HG, you are the only one who has been able to help me. Thanks to you, HG, I can sleep again at night. It was your information, HG, that made all the difference. Nobody understands narcissism like you. So on and so forth. You can see the testimonials on my blog, which are just a small selection of the gratitude that has been provided to me. I am a narcissistic psychopath. What does that mean? It means I am both narcissist and psychopath. I've been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. What does that mean for you? Well, it means as a consequence of my vast intellect and experience, of a lifetime of the accumulation of knowledge, I can convey all of this to you, utilizing my knowledge, self-awareness, the observation of other types of narcissists. This is something you will learn more about through my work, the different schools and cadres there are, learning about empaths who I listen to, observe, how I mimic their behaviors in certain situations. I am like a vast repository of information. I have sucked in and absorbed knowledge, information. I've observed, watched, studied, scrutinized, listened to, considered, reflected upon, analyzed, stored and logged so much information. And I convey this to you through my various platforms in a manner which helps you understand. This is something of an alien concept to you, and many of it will seem absolutely crazy, mind-fucking, ridiculous. You do not have to like what I tell you, but you must understand it and apply it. That way, not only will you then be able to understand this alien concept, but you will drive down the obscuring emotional thinking which seeks to stop you achieving freedom. Emotional thinking is a theme that you will come across repeatedly during my work. It is the enemy within. The narcissist is the enemy without. You have two battles, both in terms of getting out and staying out. The principle of go so. If you want to know more about me, there's a vast array of information already in existence. You can find it on my blog, narcissist.com, Knowing the Narcissist, and also in the Knowledge Vault. Access to the Knowledge Vault can be found in the menu bar at narcissist.com, and the Knowing HG series, which provides you with a fascinating insight into more information about me. Of course, this channel is the Ultra. I am the Ultra. My level of understanding, intellect, awareness, insight and observation means my knowledge is unrivaled and unparalleled. And you, dear lucky listeners, will be party to all of this information. You will get unrivaled video information. So if you have not done so already, do subscribe so that you ensure that you receive the box fresh information so that you do not miss out on each and every new video, which will furnish you with the tools to spot, escape and evade narcissists. To ensure that you're ready for every new video, which helps you understand your part in the ensnarement, the treatment, and how your escape is always within your control. And it's very important because, as you will learn through my work, this is about controlling you, not the narcissist. You will have access to hundreds of videos, some of which will have been revamped from existing material, but also a huge amount of new information conveyed in a different way to enable you to understand, absorb, and free yourself from the chains of ensnarement. My work works. Millions of people have accessed it in various forms. You do not have to like me. If you do, jolly good. But you will achieve freedom by using my work. You are at no risk from me. You do not know me and I do not know you. This, as my regular listeners and readers will attest, enables you to access the best information in a constructive environment. Occasionally, we have a narcissist flies in through an open window and is allowed to squawk around, flinging some shit around, as an example of a different school of narcissist. Not that they realise that, but I recognise that the vast majority of my readers and listeners are people who just want to understand, want to make the pain end, want to have a constructive dialogue. They want help. You will now receive that. You will gain this through this platform of scintillating videos. You also have access to a range of books. You will find them on Amazon. And the banner to this channel shows you just a selection of some of the titles. Some of them are available as audiobooks in the Knowledge Vault, and more of them will be converted to audiobooks as time passes. These books are not expensive and contain such a wealth of information that they provide you with a return thousands of times over. Do also, as I have mentioned, access the Knowledge Vault, where you will find a mixture of audio and written material covering a whole range of the narcissistic dynamic, and most importantly, various tools which you can utilise to aid you in your escape from the narcissist or to maintain your escape. These are tried and tested. These have been utilised to great success by early adopters, and I encourage you to access them also. For those of you that may find that you struggle financially to access the assistance that you require, I've established, with the help of my loyal readers, the Angel Assistance Fund. Again, details of that can be found in the menu bar at narcissist.com. Access the Knowledge Vault. There are assistance packages galore and logic bulletins to help you with issues such as co-parenting, divorcing the narcissist, how to handle a parental narcissist, how to handle a narcissist at work, how to achieve zero impact, dealing with matters such as, will the sex video be used against me? What does it mean when the narcissist places me on the shelf? How do I tackle emotional thinking? What is the empathy cake? What are the 3 interactions with the narcissist? What are the 3 assertions of control? This information is absolutely priceless, and I provide it to you at a very low cost, alongside, of course, much of the free material. Talking of which, alongside these videos that you will receive, you can also access a massive amount, hundreds of articles on the blog Knowing the Narcissist, which you will find at narcsite.com. And for those of you that want to embrace the Ultra to assist you with bespoke solutions to your situations, all you need to do is utilize the various consultation options which you will again provided in the menu bar at narcsite.com. If you want to know whether someone's a narcissist, put them through the Narc Detector consultation. Want to understand if you're an empath, put yourself through the Empath Detector. Learn about the traits that you have through the Trait Detector so that you ascertain which ones are susceptible to you. And there are other consultations besides. The most used is the audio consultation, where you and I will speak. Clients will attest to how effective my information is and what 1 hour of speaking to me will achieve for you. It will save you thousands that would otherwise be spent on therapists, lawyers, and other professionals. All of it is governed by suitable protocols to ensure confidentiality and for your protection. This is a professional engagement with me, and I pride myself on the following. I want you to win because I love to win. And together, I will weaponize you in order to ensure that you get out and you stay out. Take time to look at the testimonials that you will find again in the menu bar at narcsite.com and learn more about the people that have been helped. And embrace the full knowledge that you are now in a place that is going to help you. Why am I doing this? I have amassed a lifetime of knowledge, as I've earlier explained, through observation, study, through my interactions with the good doctors. I have been operating my blog for over 5 years now. Hundreds of articles, over 360,000 comments moderated, where I have answered hundreds of thousands of questions, all for free, guiding, assisting, and providing people with the information that they need. I am accurate. My YouTube channel, that exists already, Knowing the Narcissist, has been in existence for over 4 years. It has had millions of views, and again has helped many, many people. I have a wealth of information accumulated over those years, and now I continue to share it. I build on what I have established, I finesse, I polish, I tweak, and you are the fortunate beneficiaries of this information. You need not get your information from anywhere else other than from me. It is the most effective. My style is direct, understand that. You're not here for the cuddles. The unicorns have been locked away, the rainbows are not shining, but what you will achieve is freedom. You require the unadulterated, honest, brutal truth, because that is what is required to shake you from the ensnarement, to get you out of the rut that you may find yourself in. My work works, and you will realize that. Part of the reason I do this is that many years ago, I was first encouraged to look at what offerings were available with regard to narcissism. My head shook many times. There is far too much rubbish written about and spoken about narcissism. There are people who just do not understand it at all. There are others who regurgitate misunderstandings, merely finding information off the internet and deciding that they, although well-intentioned, wanting to help people, just propagate the same myths and misunderstandings. There are those that take it as a self-indulgent opportunity to launch a tirade against their narcissist. All well and good for them, not so useful for you. There are some good providers, but they often miss out a lot of the picture. And accordingly, what I have seen is an array of inaccurate, mistaken, myth-propagating, incomplete, and in certain instances, downright dangerous information. And I decided that as part of the creation of my legacy, that must no longer be tolerated. It had to end. Not only does it irritate and annoy me that we, the narcissists, are not properly understood, but it also irritates me that too much poor information is out there. I know the value of what I provide. Those who've accessed my work in its various forms also know. And whether you're an existing listener who will be taken on a journey of learning even more, or new, and that your learning experience is just about to begin, not only will you be rewarded for accessing this material, but I ask of you to share it far and wide. 1 in 6 of the world belongs to us. There are far more narcissists than people realise, and you will have come across more than one, whether it's in a romantic setting, familial, social, work, your neighbour, that awkward client. You will soon come to realise that narcissists are all around. We are a minority still, but a sizable one. And by understanding my work, you will be given a key to unlock many mysteries of human behaviour and enrich your life by not only escaping abuse, unreasonable and downright unpleasant behaviour, but to enable you to avoid it in the future, and thus enrich and empower yourself to have a fulfilling life. I will enable you to avoid our kind, so ensnarement never happens again. I will equip you with the tools to escape. I'm going to furnish you with a rich and deep understanding of what goes on in the mind of me, the ultra, but also all narcissists, because I have spent so long understanding them. They're in my family. I work with them. I've disincentivized many. And you will benefit from this encyclopedic knowledge that I have. So I wanted to stamp out the misinformation. And this is where our relationship is symbiotic. I will give you the information which will empower and free you. And I ask that you share it. Educate others. Enable the destruction of the euphemisms of he's anger management. He has anger management issues. She's high maintenance. Oh, he's just a stroppy sod. He's the neighbourly weirdo. He's Mr. Lover Man. He's like a dog with 6 dicks. Those are manifestations of narcissists, but people do not know it. Let's destroy the concept of twin flames, which propagates a dangerous romantic notion of what is the dynamic between narcissist and victim. Let's you and I together get rid of the misinformation. Let's cast aside incorrect knowledge. Let's scrape away the euphemisms and show the real grimy truth and reality of what lies underneath. I will give you the information, and there are millions of you, and you will create a tsunami of education by sharing this. And I invite and ask you to do so. I also undertake this as a process of weaponizing you. My work has been read and listened to in every country around the world, bar 6. And the leaders of those countries will be summoned before the Ultra to account for why my information has not yet crossed their borders. That cheese-eating fatty in North Korea is going to get a smack bottom. Now, I want to weaponize all of you, to stand alongside all of the millions that I have weaponized so far. Why? I owe no loyalty to narcissists. Indeed, go to the Knowledge Vault and access HG Mauls, MAULS, and you will see there how I comprehensively tear strip after strip off a variety of subschool of narcissist. I am the ultra. I sit at the top of the tree, and I have nothing but contempt and disdain for the majority of narcissists, and therefore it amuses and entertains me to ensure that you're weaponized to give them the middle finger and escape. Weaponization is key. But I want you to join the ranks of the weaponized that already form my Tudorites. Furthermore, I wish to create a legacy. It is spreading, but there is much work to do. I am an army of one. I write everything. Nobody does it for me. I moderate everything. I create the material. I answer the emails. I decide where my work will appear. I conduct the interviews. And it is only ever I that performs the consultations and the preparation of all the work in the Knowledge Vault. It's a vast undertaking, and fortunately, I am not someone who needs a lot of sleep. And therefore, alongside my professional and private commitments, I undertake all of this work also to further and embed my legacy. The fundamental reason for that legacy will be revealed to you in due course. But understand, I do this for my benefit, but you also benefit from it. The collateral consequence of my drive and desire to create a legacy in the name of HG Tudor benefits you also. The Ultra channel will take you to places that not only have you never visited, but you never even heard of, and furnish you with more understanding about narcissism as a whole, but also about the mind of the Ultra. You are perfectly safe as you listen to this material because it will enrich, educate, and empower you. You have nothing to fear. Fear paralyzes, and you will cast it aside as part of your journey along the channel of the Ultra. So welcome, listeners. Welcome. Embrace what I tell you. Ask questions of me. Do understand I will try and answer as many as I possibly can, but even the Ultra only has one pair of hands, and if you want my bespoke and guaranteed input to your situation, do organise a consultation with me, and I will help you. Otherwise, embrace this material, listen, digest, share, apply it, utilise my direction. You'll be fascinated, amused, entertained, informed, enlightened. We, you, and all of you, alongside me, are going on the journey. Come with me, HG Tudor, the Ultra. You will not regret using this material. You will not regret the seismic changes that it will provide to your life. And be prepared to learn about every facet of narcissism, narcissists, empaths, and the narcissistic dynamic in a variety of forms. Let the journey begin. Thank you for joining me. I'm HG Tudor, the Ultra. Thank you for listening.